Football brings you the divisional round of the NFL playoffs, and it's brought to you by EA Sports. It's the Eagles and the Lions, and it comes your way next.
Playoff fever in the air. It's the first of 4 this weekend. And off we go in the divisional round. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. So the Philadelphia offense set to take over for the first time. And leading them out, their quarterback. It's Jalen Hurts.
After talking to him the other day, it seems like he's really embracing this moment, Mike. I mean, he said something along the lines of playing with the pressure that comes with the playoffs is a privilege, and I couldn't agree more. Not everyone gets the opportunity to play on this stage. So when you have these types of moments, you really have to take advantage of them and just go for it. If the rest of the team can match that mindset, I think they got a good shot today to leave with a win.
Now a man who made the move inside the division. It's Saquon Barkley. And nothing doing on that run. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, nothing more. We have an early third down coming up. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Throw to the sideline, well done. Good job with the feet. Stays in bounds. It looks like, and yes they do, have the first down. Hurts will work here from the pistol. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end.
Nice job here by the defense. Did a good job just covering up everything for the most part. So once this ball was caught, really didn't have much of a choice but to just head out of bounds and pick up a modest gain.
Now Jalen Hurts on second down. He'll get this complete. That's A.J. Brown. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down. Again, Hurts. He'll get that complete. That's Justin Watson. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Man in motion is Smith. To the air again. Hurts. Right back to Watson. Another grab. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9. Hurts again. That's caught. Saquon Barkley. And they're going to get this all the way down inside the 5.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. But think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often, so that might be his first target.
And he will take it in himself. Jalen Hurts. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A terrific way to start this one. Not only a touchdown, but a nice long march down the field. Makes it a long walk back to the bench for the defense.
Mike, that's about as good as you can imagine starting a game offensively. To be able to sustain that many plays and be able to cap it off with a touchdown, that is a dream start for this offense.
Elliott, good on the extra point. And the Eagles are out to a 7-0 lead here in this divisional playoff matchup. 7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. From the 6, here comes a return. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. So that Detroit offense taking the field for the first time. Number 1 overall pick in 2016 leads him out, Greg. It's quarterback Jared Goff.
You see Jared Goff now taking the field, and he's coming off one of the best seasons of his career, and he's certainly quieted a lot of skeptics around the league, Mike. And leading this Lions team to the NFC Championship just a season ago. He has his eyes set on taking that neck.
Oh, no chance there. Under a heavy rush, he goes down.
They probably would have been better off just handing the ball off to the running back, Mike, because when they used him as a decoy, nobody fell for it. By the time he finished his fake and got his head around, the defense was all over him.
Now the second-year man out of Alabama, Jahmyr Gibbs. He plunges forward for a couple of yards. The veteran Darius Slay, they're on the stop. 3rd and long. From the gun, it's Goff. First throw of the game is going to be intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Reed Blankenship. And he's going to be out of bounds, but he has his offense set up in great field position inside the red zone.
This is an area of the offense, Mike, that's going to have to find its rhythm now as this game unfolds. They talked all week, come out early, get some completions, settle down this quarterback. Well, in return, he throws an early pick. It's too early to go away from the game plan. There's a lot of game left, but this passing game is going to have to get on track throughout the rest of this game.
2nd and 7. They'll stay on the ground with Barkley. And the Eagles are going to have it 1st and goal. He'll take this one down to about the 3-yard line.
2nd down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up the 1st down.
Here's Barkley. He slams it in there, and he is in. Saquon Barkley. Touchdown, Eagles. So the turnover turns into a quick touchdown, and Greg, that's exactly how you want your offense to take care of business.
Anytime your defense can create those sudden change situations, Mike, absolutely, you have to take advantage of it. 1 second, you're sitting on the bench going over your next drive. All of a sudden, after that turnover, you've got to be able to get out on the field and go. Take advantage of the short field and result in a nice touchdown.
So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. Here's Craig Reynolds to return. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The Lions offense ready to take over as we check out the playoff race in the NFC. On the ground to start, they give it to Gibbs. And he'll only get it to the 26-yard line, setting up 2nd and long. Out of the shotgun, it's Goff. Toward the middle of the field that time, but incomplete.
There's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this is one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls.
And they will continue to go backwards. He's taken down for a second. So, on 4th down, the Lions send out Jack Fox to punt, as he'll hit this from just outside of his own goal line. This will be returned from the other side of midfield, and he'll be brought down. Short return, and they'll take over there. The Eagles offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. They've raced out to a 14-0 lead. They've done nothing wrong so far. Hurts to the air on 1st down. That'll be taken in by Barkley. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
To say this group has started strong here in the first quarter, Mike, might be a bit of an understatement. I mean, offensively, firing on all cylinders. Defensively, suffocating the opponent. The ability to complement each other on both sides of the ball and play at such a high level. They could have a little bit more breathing room here by the end of this drive.
Here's a 2nd and 9. Once again, it's Barkley. And he'll get 4 on this one. Down inside the 40-yard line now. 3rd and 6. A shotgun snap now to Hurts. Oh, he's got this one complete to Goddard. And he will have the first down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8. One quarter down in this NFC Divisional Round matchup. 14-0 is our score. And we are back to the Motor City in a moment. Here's 1st and 10. And in motion is Brown. Hurts looking to throw on 1st down. He's got it at the 7. And they are in great shape. He's taken down inside the 10.
Pre-snap, the quarterback loved that man matchup on his tight end, and a crossing route is a great man coverage beater. He's able to run away from the coverage, run to the far side of the field to a bunch of open grass. Ball's on target. Nice pickup.
They need 6 for the touchdown. 2nd and goal. One more time, they try Barkley. Not a lot of room to work there. Well played by the defense. And they set themselves up for 3rd and goal. From the shotgun, it's Hurts. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Here's the quarterback doing everything in his power to extend this play, and none of his guys could get open. You got to see someone separate, work with your quarterback, go into scramble second reaction mode, and it also gives some credit to the back end doing a nice job plastering with their assignment, and he had no choice but to throw it away.
And back to work goes Elliott after making the field goal. He'll send this one away. Reynolds now on the return. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over. The Lions offense ready for this next possession. They trail this one 17-0 now. Really need to find some inspiration, some momentum on this drive as they'll begin here with 1st down. They'll come to the line now on 2nd and 2. They'll bring St. Brown in motion. On the jet sweep, the give to St. Brown. And this will be a Lions 1st down. He has this one past the 35 to about the 37. Now, Goff. As completed is St. Brown. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard. On play action, Goff. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down. To throw is Goff. Here's a screen set up for Gibbs. And he'll be stopped short of a 1st down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's 4th down. Here's Jack Fox now as he's on to punt for the 2nd straight drive. Take it in, back at his own 12. And he'll get a few yards on this return, up past the 15-yard line. Here comes the Philly offense now as they make their way back onto the field. The lead is 17 as they try to maybe pull away in this one. It is 1st and 10. Throw on the run is complete. And he's going to be marked down up around the 33.
I think they're going to have to be more creative here on the back end with the types of coverages they show this quarterback. Change the look pre-snap to post-snap. Mix in zone, mix in man. They got to make it more challenging on the quarterback going forward.
On first down, it's Hurts. Right back to Brown. He's got it again. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8. Here's 2nd and 2. On the ground, this is Barkley. And he's got it. First down. A pickup of 4.
This is a situation that play callers love to be in, Mike. They have all their options on the table. 2nd and short, play action pass, you can run. In this case, they choose to keep it on the ground, play it safe, pick up the first down.
And they're going to work this down inside the 45. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. On the handoff, this is Barkley. And he'll get back maybe to the line of scrimmage, but probably going to be a loss of a yard here.
Well, there hasn't been a whole lot for this crowd to be excited about on either side of the ball, but at least now the defense is trying to be that spark. Nice tackle for loss there. Can they do something to build upon to try to get this team going?
They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up third down. Hurts snap. He bought as much time as he could, but he will finally be taken down.
There's a ton of time left in this game. They don't need to feel like this is desperation mode, but they do feel the urgency to get stops, and that sack's going to go a long way to getting them off the field here. Continue to come away giving up no points. Give the ball back to your offense and see if they can start chipping away.
Here's the Detroit offense now, headed back onto the field. They'll have a long field ahead of them as they start 1st and 10. Here's Goff. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Let's make no mistake about it, Mike. I mean, this passing game, it just has not been very efficient here in the first half. I mean, they've produced more yards on the ground than through the air, and incompletions like that certainly aren't going to help.
And he's going to get this up to the 22-yard line.
It's been a rough first half, but now as we approach halftime, Mike, you got to start getting some wins, and it could be something small like we just saw here. Some positive plays, build a little confidence on that sideline, so as you go into halftime, you have something to build on.
And he'll be taken down as we tick down to the 2-minute warning. They face 2nd down and 7. Goff to throw. That's caught by Gibbs. And that's a first down. It will be a gain of 8. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. So it'll be 1st and 10. They'll scrimmage at the 33. Goff. Outside, that's St. Brown. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down. Off the play fake, here's Goff. He's going to let this one go for Raymond.
As this offense continues to put anything together and score some points, they need to just take a step back. Then they say, okay, we've struggled here in the first half putting points on the scoreboard. Don't worry about chasing points. Let's chase first downs. Let's chase completions. Just start building something small. And oftentimes when you take that approach, it snowballs, and next thing you know, you find your groove.
Rush comes. They're setting up the screen.
The job of the offensive lineman is the key piece to a successful screenplay. They have to balance this fine line between stopping the defensive lineman from getting to the quarterback too quick, but also let that defensive lineman think he's got a free rush at the quarterback. That's the balance and the timing that made this play so successful, and they're able to pick up the first down.
Great timing to call the screen. It's a gain of 17 and a first down. Here's Goff. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down. Back to the air, it's Goff. This throw taken in by Amon-Ra. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up third down. Throwing here is Goff. Oh, in trouble. Down he goes. Here's a timeout for Philadelphia. That is their second, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining until halftime. On fourth down, that brings Jake Bates out for the Lions field goal. No issues there. This one is good. And the Lions are finally on the board. It's 17-3.
And when you find yourself down double digits, you don't want to make habit of settling for these field goals. It does allow them to chip away a little bit and cut into this deficit, but they've got to find a way to score touchdowns.
The Eagles offense going to take over just before the half. The lead is a couple of touchdowns as this drive kicks off 1st and 10. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. One final throw before the break. That's a short one. Caught by Goddard. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this first half of play.
All right, Mike, thanks very much. One of these two teams is going to move on to the conference championship. We'll get it back to you two in just a moment. But first, let's take a look ahead to tomorrow's other.
And both teams ready to play on, so we'll do the same as we get set for quarter number 3. This is fielded inside the 5. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Lions offense ready to get back at it. And look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back, and in some of these coverage units, when you know that ball's got to come out fast, and right now, they're teeing off and taking advantage of it.
The motion man is Raymond. Throwing on second down. Goff. That's taken in by Khalif Raymond. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short. They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. They're going to try to run here with Gibbs. And he is going to have a Lions first down. They get 5 on 3rd and 1.
Really just the same approach that an offense would take on a quarterback sneak, Mike. You don't necessarily have to spring them for a huge gain. Can you buy just enough space up front to pick up 1 yard? That's exactly what they did. Pick up the first down.
He'll get this out to his running back. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5. Goff gives it to Gibbs. He'll burrow his way forward for a couple. Nakobe Dean on the tackle. They'll empty out the backfield and line up for 3rd and 3. From the gun, it's Goff. He's got his tight end. That's Laporta. And he will have the first down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
Offensively, landing a lot of body blows on this drive, Mike. Just the ability to steadily march the ball downfield and remain so efficient, both run and pass. As they continue to wear this defense out, they have to find a way to end this drive with points. Anything short of that would be a bit of a letdown. This is one of those cases where having high-end speed in the backfield can be such a game changer. The offensive linemen don't need to hold their blocks quite as long. You give this guy a little bit of a crease, and man, he is gone.
He finds Raymond for the completion. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down. He'll go play action with Goff. He'll let this go towards the end zone.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's position. Being able to get himself to a spot, to get his hands on the ball, and a chance at that pick. Mike, when that ball was thrown, me and you are sitting here saying, that's a touchdown. And instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back on the field.
The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
And up until this point, this has been an incredibly efficient game from this quarterback. I mean, it's hard to think here we are in the second half, and that's only his second incomplete pass. So finally, the defense is able to do something.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
The defensive coaches, they preach all week, Mike. They have to have relentless pursuit of this quarterback when he tries to extend the play. So often it results in a great play for the offense and a big pickup. This time, because of that pursuit, it leads to a big loss.
That'll be taken in by Barkley. And he'll get a good chunk of that yardage back, but he's still well short of the first down. Now a stoppage for an injured player, and it's Saquon Barkley who appears to be shaken up. Here comes the Eagles punt team. And he is hoping to improve on his first attempt. This kick hangs up, and a fair catch will be taken beyond the 35-yard line. So Jared Goff and the Lions offense getting set for this next drive. And this defense has really had their way so far, intercepting him twice, forced into a number of bad throws, and generally the D has just made it tough to operate all game long. 1st and 10 now from the 36. Out of the shotgun, it's Goff. The pressure gets there, and down he goes. A sack.
When you can win so fast as an edge rusher, you put so much pressure on the quarterback to speed everything up. He can sense that pressure coming either from his front or back side. It either speeds up and leads to an errant throw, or in this case, it leads to a sack.
Open man downfield, it's Laporta. That changes a lot. He's out of bounds all the way down at the 20-yard line. A big play and a much-needed one as well. And even 50 yards. Goff to throw on 1st down. Into the hands of Brock Wright. And the Lions are going to have a 1st and goal coming up. They try to finish off this drive with 6 points. Now, Goff. That's a short one caught by Laporta. And he'll take it on in. Sam Laporta. Touchdown, Detroit. Greg, sometimes we say it too often. That was an important drive. That one really felt important for them to edge a little bit closer.
Yeah, now the question is, Mike, yeah, the offense does their job, but can the defense get a stop? They've got to continue to get the ball back to their offense. Let them build on that previous drive because they've still got some work to do.
Bates, good, with the extra point. And the Lions are able to cut into the lead. It's now 17-10. The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as kicks away. On the return, here is Anias Smith. Good return here. Brings it up to the 33-yard line. The Eagles offense about ready to take over once more. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. Man in motion is Brown. Wow! And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Here's the former Memphis Tiger, Kenneth Gainwell. And he's going to take this past the 45, and that's good enough for a 1st down.
I think this 2nd down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a 3rd down and short. But there's no need for 3rd down. He was able to get enough on 2nd, and they get a fresh set of downs.
That's to the right side, caught by Goddard. And he's close to a 1st down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on 1st down.
Defense does a nice job here initially using zone coverage to take away the middle of the field. That's the most valuable real estate in football. Quarterback gets off his first read, sees some openings to the sideline, and him and his receiver are able to connect.
And they'll take this down inside the 35.
When you're defending Jalen Hurts, Mike, the challenge is not only do you have to try to take away all the weapons at his disposal, but you have to account for him as a runner. And in this case, that's exactly what the offense dials up, and you can see why.
And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. A shotgun snap now to Hurts. And he just does get that one away. He was being chased down, forced the awkward throw. And maybe he's fortunate that all it is an incompletion. On 3rd down, here's Hurts. He's got his man. It's Smith. 13 yards on that pass play. Good for an Eagles 1st down.
We spent so much time talking about these receivers. How fast do they run, Mike? How high do they jump? But so often, the guys that have the most success in the NFL, it's the mental part of the game. It allows them to create separation, find soft spots in the defense, attack defenders. It's exactly what he's able to do here, and really nice connection.
1 quarter remains for a trip to the NFC title game. This is the NFL playoffs on EA Sports. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Here's Gainwell, and that'll be a pickup of 3. A pistol snap back to Hurts. He's got it inside the 5. And the Eagles are looking at a 1st and goal as he's taken down at the 2-yard line. They'll try to run this one in. And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. Kenneth Gainwell. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Good drive. They kept the ball. Greg, they moved it effectively down the field and finish it off on the ground for the touchdown.
So often, Mike, we see teams work on a great drive to get down here close, only to settle for a field goal. But in this case, give them a lot of credit. They put a great drive together, but they're able to capitalize and finish it off with 6.
So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. Reynolds now on the return. A good return as he takes it across the 30. The Lions offense ready to go as we give you a look at the current playoff race. They'll start this one on the ground with Gibbs. And a minimal gain here, only to about the 31. Here's 2nd and 9. To throw is Goff. Here's a screen set up for Gibbs. And a good job rallying to the football, holding just a gain of a yard and sets up 3rd down. To throw is Goff. It is caught left side by St. Brown.
I think it's safe to assume that is not how they envisioned that 3rd down play call going, and now after going backwards, it's going to bring up 4th down.
Here's the Lions punt team now. This one fielded out beyond the 25. The Eagles offense ready to take over possession of the football. They'll start out 1st down and 10. On play action, here's Hurts. That's taken in right side by Goddard. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
What a luxury that certain teams, when they have a guy like this, I mean, not only is he the big target, but then to have that size and speed to run away from these linebackers and do so much of his damage after the catch.
A throw on the move is caught. It's a gain of 16, and it's 2 nice plays to begin this drive. 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Hurts. A short throw taken in by Goddard. An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. The man in motion is Watson. He'll be brought down. It was a nice pickup, but a penalty flag on the play. Early indications of a hold. A 2nd down throw for Hurts. And he'll go right back to Goddard. He's got it again. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. Man in motion is Brown. Down inside the 10. And the Eagles are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. To throw is Hurts. It is brought in the end zone. Justin Watson. Touchdown, Eagles. Greg, that's one of those scores where it's not completely over, but it's getting to be about that time.
Yeah, Mike, I just think they're entering miracle stage right now, and I just don't think there's any coming back from this deficit.
Elliott on now for the PAT. He's got it. And the Eagles will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter. So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. Reynolds now on the return. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. Here's Goff. This offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
If they win this game, this pass rush is going to be a big reason why. The 5 sacks speak for itself, but their ability to disrupt the timing of this offense, that can't be overstated.
On second down, Goff. They'll look to set up the screen here. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. A tough spot here. 3rd and long. From the gun, it's Goff. Now a ball deep, middle of the field, and he'll be taken down at the 30. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. That's to the big tight end, Laporta. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. That's caught by Gibbs. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This is one of those situations that plays directly into the hands of the defense because think, Mike, they know this offense has to be one-dimensional. This has to be a pass. So what do? They bring in extra defensive backs. They clog up the back end. And at the end of the day, there's just nowhere for the offense to go with the ball.
Been a good drive, but they need to convert here on 3rd and 5. Here's Goff. That one going to be intercepted in the end zone. If he stayed in bounds now, the officials say no. It is incomplete. Crisis averted for the offense, at least for the moment. A near turnover there. Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. To the right side, that's St. Brown.
Recognizing the blitz is just the first step in the process for a quarterback, understanding who you can account for with the protection and then who you can't account for. That's where your hot receiver comes in. He points to his receiver who the defender they're hot off of. That guy comes, gets the ball out of his hand, and results in a completion.
Try it again here from the 7-yard line, 2nd down and goal. Out of the shotgun, it's Goff. And this throw out of the back of the end zone. It's incomplete. They're in 4-down territory for sure, but what can they do on this one? It's 3rd and goal. This one caught at the 4. And he will power his way into the end zone. Sam Laporta. Touchdown, Lions. He is shining in this postseason spotlight. That's his 2nd touchdown of the game. Bates, good, with the extra point. And the Lions are able to edge a bit closer. This one not quite over, but down a couple of scores. We're going to get an onside kick.
Late in the game, this is where you see teams really start taking some chances. And boy, this was a big one, but it's not going to work out.
The visitors' offense ready to get back at it. They'll start with great field position right at midfield with a 1st down. They'll run it here with Saquon. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. A tight end in motion now. On 2nd down, Barkley. And he'll be taken down at the 25-yard line. And Detroit's going to use their 2nd timeout. They'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining. It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. Here's a handoff to Barkley. A modest gain, maybe 2 yards. It's 2nd down. They'll run straight ahead with Barkley. And he is not going to get away. Might have gotten a yard, but it will set up 3rd down. They'll drop the throw. That one caught by Smith. His 5th catch of the afternoon. Good for a 1st down.
I really like the rhythm that this offense has found. I mean, that 3rd down, that wasn't a layup by any means, but they made it look easy. Everybody was exactly where they needed to be. The quarterback did a nice job working through his progression, saying, okay, I understand this is zone defense. I understand where the limitations of the coverage are. I'm going to get to that spot on the field as fast as I can, deliver the ball, pick up the 1st down.
So it's a win here for the visiting Eagles. They are able to do something that not easy to do. Get a win away from home in the playoffs. For their troubles, they've got a date next Sunday in the conference championship game. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X